And I think that might give, for those of us who might have come from another planet and have not seen your work, this would be kind of a reminder. Why don't we look at the at these?
Oh, that's, yeah. One evening, I say for the past 50 years or more, I've gone to New York every year, and I'd fill sketchbooks, you know, with ideas. And these are three gals going into a bar one night, and
these are my favorite pictures of yours,
yeah,
museum scenes.
Yeah, this was Clifford Still, was it?
Yes,
I think at the Whitney Museum. And this little girl was bending over, looking at it. You know, she looked so small and cute, and I had to contrast her with the large painting. So it's a study of many size, and that actually got into the group. It's Youngstown. It's West Federal Street. But by the time it was starting to deteriorate, it was an empty storeroom and these people passing by. The store, I guess, is still there. You know, this was derived from the Eisenhower campaign. When was that? His first, I think it was his first term, but I was in New York at the time, and on Lower Broadway was a big Eisenhower parade day. He was present, and, you know, campaigning. 52. And I know at the time when I started this, I had a figure that looked like Eisenhower in it, but I changed it to girls. They were more interesting. And this was on 57th Street and 7th Avenue, I believe. And I've always been attracted by street signs, maybe because of my experience in painting signs in my kidhood days. And that's Youngstown, the old Esquire Theater, which was originally the Princess, I think. And this came later then. I think it was the last name they gave it was the Esquire. They showed movies only. Before then it was stage stuff. And this is one of the New York subways, which always provided a wealth of material. Different characters of the white tile walls and so on.
Is there a lot of artistic license taken, Clyde?
Oh, not a whole lot. I'm pretty, you know, pretty much stick to the subject, and I think any license I took would just come naturally, whatever it was. And this is one of the many girls under umbrellas. It's always a colorful note, I think, with the different colored umbrellas, and especially an interesting girl underneath and so on. But that's a small painting. It's one of the various studies I've done. And this is on 42nd Street in New York, facing Bryant Park, which is back at the public library on 5th Avenue and 42nd Street. And one Saturday evening, it was still daylight, and I went by, and I don't know, something was happening back in the park, in Bryant Park, and these people were looking back into it, and I didn't know what it was.
It's an interesting psychological.
Yeah.
Of course, this is the Butler Institute. Interior shot. There's the Edward Hopper and the Bellows.
Yeah, this was done, well, after I wasn't in Youngstown too long, done in the 40s, I believe. And
this is one of your favorite bars.
Yeah, McSorley's Saloon in New York. It's on West 8th or East 8th Street, and it was founded in 1854, and a lot of artists have gone there. They've painted it, and of course I had to get my 2 bits in, so I probably did 50 to 100 paintings altogether, at least, with McSorley's bars.
This is unusual for you.
Yeah, this I was doing around 1940s. The war was coming on, World War II, and I was doing some moody, dark landscapes, and that was one of them. Stormy Weather, it's called, and it was, I think it won a Purchase Prize in a show at the Butler. This is a famous place in New York. It's what is
Clark's?
Where Jackie Kennedy goes.
Oh, I see. Do the
Clark's, yeah, Clark's.
The ideas keep flowing. I'm sure you work. You're working every day.
Yeah,
right?
I slowed down a little bit because I miss the contact with New York, and Youngstown is you know, it's not very inspiring, the downtown, I'm sorry to say. So I had to let down a little bit on what I was doing.
It's so interesting. You have seen isms come and go, the different philosophies come and go. but your work has been respected throughout your career.
Yeah, I guess it's always there's a following or a little audience that to go for it, you know, otherwise, because it's such a vast world anymore, the art world. You know, college, you get the bulletins in from other museums, and there's hundreds and hundreds of artists as well as the backers. You know, I mean, people who support the galleries, and it's just a monstrous enterprise anymore that you can't keep up with it. I can't anyway. It's beyond my comprehension. You're into it a little more than I am.
And speaking of course, speaking of art museums, you've dedicated your life not only to your art, but to that museum we call the Butler Institute.
Yeah, it was very strange. I guess, or Butler asked me to come. As I said, it took me a couple of years to make up my mind to come, and I finally gave in and came over. And things have changed so drastically during the years, and I guess it's come through first order, first quality.
Your hard work, your creativity, all the magic that you add to the place and to our lives through your art is so much appreciated. I know you're a humble man, and you never want to hear any praise, but it's all around you, and
yeah, well,
so you should enjoy it.
To be an artist, I think it's a lonesome road. I mean, you know, you do it yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you, and you may be dedicated, and you're maybe a little self-centered in what you're doing, but you have to be. And now with the change in art, you don't have to be too serious about it, but serious enough to enjoy it. I think the important thing is you enjoy what you're doing, or you don't do it.
And we enjoy what you're doing.
Well, that's good. That's it.
We want you to keep it up.
A little audience, you find a few viewers, and that's reward enough, I think.
And I think we've made a bigger audience for Clyde Singer today.
All right.
And we'll be back in just a second.